Goldilocks in Taiwan. Here we are on the final day, my final sector of the round Taiwan, the round 1,000 kilometer Huando they call it. And today, where am I going? This final sector is from where I spent last night, which is Shuangxi, I think it's pronounced, and all the way down to Taipei, exactly where I started. So this is a very exciting time. I've started very early in the morning. It's just before 5 o'clock. Why am I starting so early? It's not even light yet. Well, the reason is I've got a big hill to climb. It's the second biggest hill I've climbed. It's about 300 meters, but it's not just that. It's the steepest hill I will have climbed. And it's got a gradient in places of 15%. That's huge. So I'm doing it now because now it's nice and cool. If I do it later, it will be too hot. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to limit my heartbeat to 150 as usual. So after we've got up this huge hill and then down a little bit and then up again, and then it's all the way downhill into Taipei. I guess it will take me about 4 hours, I guess, and hopefully it's going to be a good time, and hopefully I can manage the hill all right. So it's about 50 kilometers, but it's not so much the distance, it's the elevation. So come with me. Luckily, the elevation is all in the first 10 to 15 kilometers. So once I get that out of the way, it'll be smooth sailing. So I've just set my front and rear lights to flash mode. Maybe you can see it on the camera. I'm not sure if you can, but I feel like a policeman or something. But that's extra safety. It's a very quiet road, but you do get the occasional car or truck or motorbike. So I've got to be well aware of that because it's still dark. I think all drivers tend to go a bit more crazy when it's dark for whatever reason. But here we go, this little tunnel through a small hill here. So it's very important that I pace myself. Can you hear the echo? Echo! Hello! Jiao San Hao! No, it's got an echo. But I've got to pace myself. And I've got to save myself for the big climb. It's going to be a big challenge for me. I've got all the emotions going today. I've got a tremendous challenge to get up this hill, and then I've also got the fun of riding back down again, and also perhaps the sorrow of knowing this is my last sector. Now I've got a week in Taipei just to wind down and see the city a bit better, get a new saddle for my bike and a couple of other things, but yeah, lots of emotions. Down the same road to the 7-Eleven last night with no bags on, so 25-30 kilos lighter, and it was so much easier. Now I've got full bags, you know. Now you can see my police lights flashing, right, can't you? I think a flashing light is much better, much more visible. It's totally dark here before the sun's come up. There is street lights on this road, at least here. I doubt they'll be the whole way. This is street lights probably because it's near a village. But anyway, I've got really bright flashing lights, so that helps. So I take my shirt off, gone topless already. Not that I'm too hot, but I know what's coming and I don't want to have to take it off when it's already full of sweat. So I've taken it off while it's still dry. Whoops. Got to learn to keep my camera tightened. So here we go. This bit is downhill, so it's okay. But I know it's a long, it starts gradual, then it gets extremely steep. Well, I'm reading 45 kilometers to go, and we've just got this gentle incline at the moment, which of course is no problem. But I know the big one's coming. I know, because I can see it on the profile on the map. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, as you can tell, but I'll give it my best. But every time my heartbeat gets to 150, I'm going to stop, let it come down, and then restart again. Keep doing that just for safety. Nothing wrong with my heart, I've said before, and I want to keep it that way. But because of my age, I don't like to go over 150 or 160 max. So I target 150 as my max. Sensible boy. I'm topless and it's still dark, but it's not cold, it's just a little bit cool. It's very nice and cooling actually, but it's going to be hot. It will be hot when I'm climbing up that hill for sure, guaranteed. So what have I done? 32 meters up already. That's just been gentle. 300 to go, or 270 to go. So it's not that big, but big for me. But it's not the height of the hill. It's the gradient. It's a 15% gradient that I'm a little bit worried about. Because I've got about 25-30 kilograms, far too much, but anyway, that's the way it is, of bags on my bike, it makes it a lot harder to pedal. If I was on my own, I mean, if I had a support car like most of these guys doing this have, they go around without any bags, and of course it's so much easier. But, you know, we got to do it the proper way, haven't we? No cheating with support cars. You know, I've always thought I've got to do something challenging, rewarding, worthwhile in my retirement, and I think I'm doing that. I'm really pleased. I mean, I've been retired, it'll be a year in June, and it's just gone like a flash. You know, I've just done so much. So yeah, and I've got so much more planned. This is only the beginning. Combination of cycling trips and motorbike trips, depending on the climate and the topography. So I'm just going steady. I'm only doing 12-13 kilometers an hour up this gentle hill. I could go a lot faster, but I'm not going to, because I want to conserve my energy. So just gentle. Then when it gets to the big push, I'm in a better state to do it. Heartbeat's 125, which is fine. Yeah, I really think this early morning thing, pre-dawn thing, is the best way to tackle these hills. It's a lot hotter and more humid in Taiwan than I expected, or that was forecast. I don't know, global warming or just variation, normal variation, but from my experience yesterday, when I took my time, then had a bit of a hill to climb at midday, oh, that was hot. Even though the hill wasn't that wasn't that high, gradient, I mean. So yeah, I think this is the best choice. And the roads are more quiet, but you do get the occasional crazy driver. So you got to be. I kept my bike indoors last night. The kind homestay I was with, they were really nice. But it's quite, you know, a lot cooler out here. So, and it's very humid, and so everything's wet. Even my mirror's steamed up. I've just wiped them clean, but everything's wet with condensation. But I don't mind. I want to be cold. I normally like to be warm, but I want to be cold for this hill. At least there's good cycle paths and this green pedestrian path, at least in this section. Long may that continue. You know, it's actually rather pleasant at this time in the morning. How are we doing for time? It's 20 past 5, and it's so quiet, peaceful, cool, so I know it's going to be hot later. Yeah, it's just nice. I like it. Getting a bit sweaty already, but still pacing myself. Just heartbeat just 125. Elevation is around 70 meters I've climbed so far. So I've got about 250 to go, as long as I don't come down too much. I've only done just over 6 kilometers, so I think the big hill doesn't start till 10, so I've got about another 4 kilometers of gentle gradient, and then it changes to the big time, the big one. I take that back, there's a big gradient up here I've got to get up, so yeah, time to do a bit of work. So I'm down in my lowest gear already, heartbeat up to 145 already, so I need to keep my eye on that. Right, 150. I'll stop for a minute. Be disciplined, Peter. Yeah, it takes a bit of discipline to keep stopping at 150, even though I was sure I could go on further, but you know, you set yourself parameters and you've got to stick to them, otherwise why you bother setting them, right? And if you set them for the right reason, which I believe I have, then, you know, I'm doing the right thing. So I've taken my helmet off because it's too bloody hot already, sweating like anything, and I'm going so slowly, so I'm not going to damage my head if I fall off, because at the moment I'm only doing, can't even read my speed, 7 or 8 kilometers per hour, so maybe even less, 6 now, 6.5. But again, I'm deliberately not pushing too hard. My heartbeat went down after a few minutes, about 2 minutes, back down to 124, which is a good sign of fitness, dropped so quickly. So I'm up again, it's now up to 133. I don't think we've hit the big hills yet. So I've just got to go steady, pace myself. Hare and the tortoise. I was chatting to a friend in Hong Kong by WhatsApp a few days ago, and I was explaining that the bigger the challenge, you know, when we get frustrated in life, you know, but the bigger the challenge you set yourself, the greater the reward, the greater the satisfaction. I mean, as long as the goal is achievable, I mean, cycle to the moon, you know, as long as it's achievable, but challenging. After you've completed it, if you've done it successfully, you're gonna feel great, and that's what I find. You know, when I first thought 1,000-kilometer bike ride, I've hardly done any bike rides really. I've only done 1 or 2 since I was a kid, you know. But if you're determined, you get in the right physical and mental health, then you can do a lot more than you think you can. I can see the road winding up ahead, and I can see the gradients are getting steeper as expected. So pace myself. Well, up at 150 heartbeats per minute. So disciplined. Stop and rest. Bacardi, I normally don't drink Bacardi because it's too much sugar, but I need the sugar on this occasion, and it's full of the minerals as well. So what have we done? Nearly halfway up, 143 meters gained since I set off. Heartbeat now down to 139. That's not bad after less than a minute. So I'll give it another minute, wait till it's 120 something now. Probably can only do another 100 meters, got to stop again, I don't know, because it's really stiff. And when I stop, my glass is steaming up. It was a real smart move by me, even though I say so myself, to down gear this bike. With the original gearing, it's too high. Up hills like this with 25-30 kilos of bags on it. So now I down geared it. At least it's doable, you know. So it's not so much the strength I have to watch, just my heartbeat I have to watch. 146, but my legs are fine. I feel I could go more, you know, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pace myself. Just see the way the road bends ahead, and we've got another increase in incline. So come on, Peter, pace, don't rush, watch your heart rate, stop where necessary, but just keep the steady pace, concentrate, you know. What have we got? 151. Time for a break. It's all about discipline. Well, I'm absolutely covered in sweat, and it's not even 6, it's 10 to 6 in the morning. I think it's running down my arms, you know, I'm running all over. You probably see my body shining with the wet sweat. I'd hate to do this 3 hours later. Well, I mean, going into Taipei would be no problem once we're over the hill, you know. But I learned that lesson. Hills and hot humidity, they just don't mix. Heart rate back down to 122, that's better, but it'll creep back up again as long as we're going up these hills. You know, I can't stand up on the pedals when going up hills. I don't like to, because I've got so much weight on my bike, including weight on my front wheels. The bike feels unstable when I do that, so that's why I don't do that. So I can't really use my body weight to get the pedals down. I can only use my leg muscles. Better exercise, I guess. Look on the bright side. Cycle route 1, there we are. There's the sign, we're on the right way. Now I can see there's a tunnel ahead, and hopefully, unlike the tunnel when I crossed from west to east, where they wouldn't allow bikes and push bikes had to go over the mountaintop, I hope I'm allowed to go through this tunnel. I can see a bike sign. Yeah, it says warning bicycles, so I am. It's not got a line through it saying triangle is a warning sign. So it's narrow, but I can get up a little bit of speed if, yeah, I can see the exit. There's no hill in the tunnel. I can up my pace a bit, so the speed differential between myself and the car is not so great. Yeah, good. Well, the tunnel has a slight incline, but not too much. I'm just a bit nervous of a crazy truck or car come belting down here, but Luckily I've got a really bright flashing rear red light, big one. What am I? Over 200 meters in elevation, 210 meters in elevation. I estimated, from what I saw on the map, the peak is 300, so got about another 100, 2/3 of the way there. Quite cool in the tunnel, it's rather nice. So here's a car coming up, second one that's passed me. Yeah, it's fine. Good driver, thank you. The gradient in the tunnel is increasing a little bit. I can't stop, no matter my heart rate, so what am I? 147, it's okay. I'll just take my time, nearly out. It's too dangerous to stop. Well, I've been going for 1 hour already, just about 9 kilometers, climbed 230 meters. So it's been tough. I think I've got another 70 meters to go, I think. So we're getting there, but I think the last bit may be the steepest. I'm going to check on my map in more detail, because there's 2 peaks. This is the first one, but it only goes down a little bit, like 20 meters, 30 meters, then comes back up again to the same height, and then it's all the way downhill, essentially, to Taipei, which is another 30 so kilometers, something like that. Come on. Heart rate 47, 147. Hey, I'm out. I don't know if there's another tunnel or not. We'll have to see. Oh, that was good. It was nice and cool in that tunnel. Well, I just checked on my maps. I think that whoa, come back. Tighten camera up, Peter. I think that tunnel is actually the first peak, the end of that tunnel. So now I'm just coming down a brief downhill, and I'm going to take my time because I haven't got my helmet on because I'm too sweaty, and just cooling off in this beautiful breeze. And then I've got the other peak to climb, which is not nearly as high and not as stiff, and I think it's only like 30-50 meters or so. It's not a big peak, I don't think. And then once I got up that's it. It's the long downhill all the way into Taipei. This is gorgeous. I'm not even pedaling, I'm just coasting downhill, and I've got this lovely cool wind evaporating the sweat from my body, and it's so nice after that climb, you know. But it seems then I've already gone up to 15%. There's 2 15% sections, and I handled it fine. I mean, yeah, I had to stop for my heartbeat 2 or 3 times, but my legs got me up there, no problem. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. I think I was over worrying a little bit, but let's see what the next peak is like. It won't be as so after that cool off. It's up. We're now going up the second peak, and there's a beautiful cloud bank. I'll turn the camera around in a minute and let you have a look. I'm feeling really pleased with myself. I mean, I'm hauling 25-30 kilos on this bike, just the baggage plus my weight plus the bike weight, and to get at 15% like that without really, you know, wasn't even standing up on the pedals, as I said. So yeah, that was good. Well done, Peter. But it's not over yet. You can see that cloud bank up ahead. I don't know how clear it comes out in the camera. Wow, that crazy car, the blue one, he was overtaking in the bike lane, and he missed me by about 1 meter doing high speed. What a dick. That was a bit frightening. Anyway, I won't let that get me down. Going to a fog bank here. So we're up at 200. I've done we're up at altitude of 245, 245 meters. We were 300 earlier at the end of the tunnel. So we've come down now, we're going back up again. Yeah, luckily that blue car, I saw what he was doing in my mirror. Thank you, mirrors. So I kind of moved over like that, you know. Oh well. So I'm not going to let that spoil the day. I'm looking at the sunshine. Have a look at this sun. I'm going to stop a minute because I want you to see this sun. Look. That is, I can untangle that. There we go. That's the sunrise over the mountains in northeast Taiwan. Beautiful through the misty clouds. Line looks though it's disused to the right. Last time I was in the mountains, narrow gauge too. Last time I was in the mountains, I had monkeys throwing rocks at me. Oh look, cycle rest stop. Well, I'm all right. I'm good. So I've got another tunnel up ahead. I'm going to stop and put my crash helmet on. I know that. Well, it's quite cool in there for one, but yeah, it gets narrow, so I'm going to do that now. So into the tunnel, wish me luck. This one's got a curve in it. I think this one's quite long. I think it says 6 kilometers. I think that's what that's, is it? I don't know. Can't read the Chinese. I think about 2 or 3 kilometers. I can already see the exit up ahead. So I've got to watch my mirrors like a hawk and pull right in if some crazy speeding idiot comes. I've still got my bright flashing rear light, but yeah, you know, third class road user if you're a cyclist, right? There was a lay-by in the middle of the tunnel, I guess for breakdowns and stuff, so I just changed the camera around. Yeah, so it's nice and cool again. All the tunnels I've been in Taiwan are really cool. I mean, as in temperature. So I think this tunnel is a slight downhill. I'm 280 meters elevation, so I think this is the second peak. You know, each tunnel is the peak because it goes under the actual peak of the mountain. And I think after this tunnel, it should be a big downhill and then a gentle downhill all the way into Taipei. And the only uphills are going to be very minor. So again, I'm really pleased with myself. I think for my age, you know, not too far off 66. I think I'm in a good state of health, hope so anyway. And it's really enjoyable, apart from the idiot drivers you meet. But that's a minority, but the problem is, there's a motorbike. It only takes one, you know. Motorbikes are very loud in tunnels. So here we are, just coming out the other side of the tunnel, back into daylight. I think we should have a nice big downhill. Here we go. Can't go too fast around these bends because my bike's loaded and they're sharp corners, so I'm going to have to brake. Make sure I don't take the wrong turning, I'll have to cycle up here again. Ooh, traffic light. The car's holding me up now. I don't get too close. Back off, back off. Just enjoying the downhill run here with a mouthful of biscuit. I don't want to go too crazy because my bike's loaded with gear. So. But it's lovely and cool, cooling me down. I've got my helmet on. Oh, that's so nice. Well, there should be no more significant hills on this trip, this Huandao, this around Taiwan. So now it's a nice, easy journey, about 28 kilometers more, nearly halfway. But of course, we're well over halfway in effort because we've been up the hills. But in terms of distance, we're nearly halfway. So it's going to be a very pleasant ride, although it will get kind of more industrial as we, you know, and urbanized, that's the word, as we approach Taipei. But at the moment, it's still, you know, it's still reasonably okay. going through some township at the moment. I think we're now in Keelong, I think. It's Keelong. There's a railway station here. Yeah, this is now, I think this is going to be urban for the next 25 kilometers. We're officially halfway now. Halfway. We've done the countryside, hilly first part, and the second half's going to be urban, flat, gently downhill. Yeah, unfortunately it's rush hour, so we've got Monday morning rush hour. Now we're in the urbanized area, but I still think it was the right thing to do to start so early, get up those hills while it wasn't hot. Now it's getting warmer. It's only 5 minutes before 7, 6:55, and like now the sun's on me. I can already feel it warming up. I wouldn't like to be climbing that big hill in this. So 100% right to do it like that before the sun came up. 100%. Makes it a lot more bearable. I was just lucky the hills were at the front, you know. Actually, I planned it like that. That's why I stayed where I stayed, just before the hills, so I could do the hills early in the morning. That wasn't an accident, that was planned. Going across one of these narrow bridges here. It's always a bit difficult when the bike lane disappears. It seems alright, not much traffic's alright here. Still Keeling, I think. So the maps directed me to a bike path. So as long as this is the right way, which according to the map it is, I mean it's lovely to get away from that horrible main road, which, yeah, some of the buses and trucks are all in a hurry, you know, and the cars and the motorbikes swooping down at you. It's like under attack, you know. So this is better, is more like it. This is going to be a bit of a squeeze, isn't it? This is to keep motorbikes out. I don't think that will work, will it? Not small ones anyway. Look at this. I can't get through, my mirrors are too big to squeeze through the other barrier. How about this one? I don't want to catch my bags, you see, my front and rear bags. That's it, we're through. Well, according to my maps here, not my maps, the app, I mean my personal apps, it's about 1.5 hours to go. My destination is just a few meters from my hotel, but my destination is my start point, right? And that, as James Johnson knows, is a Starbucks near my hotel. So that's the finish point. When I get back to the Starbucks, I've made it. So we've got about an hour and a half left. If the road's like this all the way, it's a dream, but it won't be. I think this is the end already, be coming back on the road, but never mind, I'll just have to be careful. But I'm feeling on a high now because, you know, maybe all the endorphins from getting up the hill, meeting the challenge, easier than I thought it would be. Certainly a lot easier than the other hills I had in the south. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to stop for a sweet potato if I can find one. Computer maps taking me in all sorts of strange places. I hope it's right. Anyway, that's fun. Let's see where we go. Right, got to go up here. Well, this must be the scenic route, so I hope it's worth the effort. Away from the traffic anyway. Where are you going, Peter? Well, I don't know, I'm just following the map, you know. If it takes me off the cliff, maybe I'll end up going off the cliff. Don't think so though. If I can get out, I hope this is not a no-through road. I mean, it says I can get through on the map, but I thought that was a gate fence put across, you know. I found that a few times, that for whatever reason the path's closed off, but hopefully this is open. I've been on the road 2 hours, heartbeat only 110, that's really good. Climbed 300 meters, completed 24 kilometers, currently doing 16 kilometers an hour, and I've got 19 kilometers to go before I can have a Starbucks, a celebratory Starbucks, and hopefully give James a call. There's an official signpost saying Route 1, so let's see, hopefully I can get through. Oh, it's just taking me under the bridge to the other side. Located I think they wanted bikes to stay on the bike paths, which is fair enough. Oh no, not one of these, another loopy gate that I can't fit through. I'll have to squeeze so I can get through. I think all good, on track. Get here, I think there's a river here and I turn left, I think. Yep, here's the river. Down we go. Oh, Din Hong. Sorry. 谢谢. Bye bye. Workout resumed. Oh, got a rather nice little tunnel here, all lit up quite beautifully. I'm glad I made the effort to come this way rather than get off the road. I considered while ignoring the bike paths and just plot my own with Google Maps, but it's kind of more fun this way and it's safer too. Looks like another old railway tunnel actually. A section of the bike path was closed off, so now I'm off course. Hopefully I can rejoin. I'm just looking at the map. It's always a bugger when that happens. This looks like a new section. The old section went through an old railway yard and they directed us by the river, and I can see on my map in a few meters we're going to be rejoining the official Route 1. Well, I guess this is the official Route 1 now, but I mean the old original Route 1. So what have we got? 16 kilometers. I can getting quite excited now, and in a way sad, but because I don't want to, you know, bring this to an end. But now I gotta you know, I've got motorbiking Malaysia coming in September. That's going to be a great 6 weeks, and for my next cycling trip I'm probably either Hainan Island in China, that will definitely be a winter thing, or across South Korea I'm interested in doing as well. So let's see. But for now, we haven't finished the Huandao yet. Morning exercise, which is great. I love that aspect about Chinese people. Even my mother-in-law does that. It's great. Oi. Ni hao. Oop. No response. Maybe they're concentrating. That's a very strange designed bridge over there. Looks as though the tower's fallen over in an earthquake or something, but I don't think so. I think that's just the design. Interesting, huh? Get a better view of the leaning bridge of Keeling. There we go. Move over Pisa. Huh? Watch my head. It's a bit low, isn't it? Well, this bike path's still taking me through all sorts of weird places. I think it's actually a lot further than if I would have stayed on the same road, on the main road, but it's more fun, right? That's what I keep telling myself. So what have we got? We've got can't read that. 13 kilometers. Heartbeat only 105, so I'm not working hard. I can't along these bike paths. There's too many people and hazards. So it's back on the main road, all right, as you can see. Pretty horrible. So the Taipei Monday morning rush hour is pretty awful. There's buses nearly bashing me off the road, and there was a parked car like that, and the bus nearly squashed me against it. Yeah, it's a little bit challenging, but anyway, it's all right. He left me enough room, just. It's 8:15 and it's really hot already. So yeah, I keep saying I'm sure glad I made the really early start. Still got cycle route number 1. So we're on the right path. Amazing though, because that was so complicated. Oh well, keep going. I think they're trying to direct you all through the traffic to keep you off of it, but it works well when there's a bikeway, but the gaps, it's very complicated finding the end of one and the beginning of the other, right? Anyway, we're on track. We've got about 10 kilometers to go, so still a little bit away. So through another tunnel. I'm sure these are old railway tunnels, you know. I'm not 100% sure about that. Welcome to Taipei. I'm officially back in Taipei, but not right at the start yet. Got about another 9 kilometers before we get to the Starbucks. So these final few kilometers are going to take me quite a long time because there's so many traffic lights and they all stop, you know. When they stop, they all stop for a long time, as James knows. Anyway, I'm in no hurry. It's getting warm now and it's only 8:30, but it's hot on my back. The sun, I can feel it already. So glad I'm not going up the hill in this bike lane. That's better. But now anyway, Taipei 101 tower off to the left there. I don't know if you can see it. Got 2,000 meters left. I'm really quite excited, and as I said, that's less than a morning swim. So just less than 2,000 meters now, and I'll be completed my Huangdao. Yes, yeah. 1,000 meters to go. We're so close. Let's watch the taxi trying to head me off there. It's all right. He's all right. Nearly there. Nearly there. Got to the traffic lights and I just realised I'm here, right outside the Starbucks. Yeah. I did it. I did it. This is the exact place, if you can hear me because of all the noisy traffic, that James and I departed. I don't know what it was, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. It's taken me 21 days of riding, maybe 3 or 4, between 2 and 4 hours each day. And yeah, I'm back. There's a bike, there's a Starbucks. Can't believe I did it. That's just so awesome. Age no barrier. Just keep healthy, mind and body. Yeah, I didn't only do this for me. I did this Huangdao for James and myself together, because James ran out of time. He had to get back to Canada, so he didn't have time to complete it. But he got most of it done. He raced on ahead, but I carried on, hare and the tortoise, and I got there eventually. So this Huangdao, this 1,000-kilometer, 21-day effort for me is for you, James. I love you so much. It's for my wife, and it's for Josh and for me.